This is a meeting that we have prepared together with Hetal. It's just from our breakfast group. And this is the time that we felt we have all the time. We are more free, we are more flexible, even as we are preparing for a fast that is coming next week with Satmaga. This is optional fast, but it's going to also come like together with our monthly fast. So we start it as a group next week. But it tells us a very important topic. And I want to introduce her because I've known her for a good long time now. And you always know her topics. Whatever she discusses with passion and with a lot of what I can call detailed information. Tel gives us very detailed information. If you can even watch for the other videos we did with her in the past. So welcome, Hetal, all the way from Germany. Where exactly do you live in Germany? You know, I just know you are in Germany. I don't know exactly where you are.
Yeah, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. Okay. Welcome.
So yeah, this is a very interesting topic for me too, because I have been searching since too long. What is the right fasting for us? Because I have done a hard dry fast and soft dry fast, and I have had, because of my not so proper health conditions, I have also faced a lot of breathing problems, water retention, and many other problems, and I didn't know how to go about. There were times that I went into binge eating, then I went for a fruitarian diet. Sometime it was good but most of the time it's too cold here, and then because of lots of fruits I get acidity because they are too sour, or I get it's too cold for my body. Earlier, when I was not working full time, it was easier for me that when you are staying in warm weather at home all the time and you are having a fruitarian diet, it worked for me. But now I go out and my work is that I have to stay outdoors, whether it's snowing or it's raining, and so I have this humid climate, I have dry climate, and it's minus degrees, and I have to stand there for 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and it became very difficult for me to have a fruitarian diet because it was then I was too cold. My legs were freezing, my hands were freezing, my lips started becoming black, and that diet didn't suit me. And once I started eating cooked food, then it was binge eating, and I didn't know what is the right diet for women, because men have a different cycle and women have a different cycle. That is because we are women, so we have more feminine energy. Feminine energy can also be called the yin energy in Chinese culture, or in Indian culture it is called the Ida Nadi. Nadi is the energy now channel, or you can also say the moon's energy. So our circadian, we have so many rhythms in our body and it is all cyclical. So our body is more, or represents more, to the moon's energy, which is about 28 days, or you can even say 30 days. So it starts with menstruation. There are 4 phases in that. The first stage is the menstruation stage. The second, we can say for each week, 1 week is the menstruation stage. The second week is the ovulation stage. The third week is the the third week is the follicle stage, and now after the follicle stage is the premenstruation stage. The thing what happens is, we are now all modern. We don't have time for ourselves, and whether we are in periods, that is menstruation, or whether we are not in periods, it doesn't matter. We have to continue doing our normal things, and upon that we still want to fast, which is so much stress for the body. Over a period of time, the body gives up. And I have seen so many people who have very little food. They may be very thin, but I feel that they are not looking younger. They are looking older. Or even I have seen that there is no radiance. There is no glow. My daughter always tells me, "Mommy, when you fast, you look dark. You look You look older, but when you start eating, you look much younger. Why is that? From Ayurveda point of view, I can say that, yeah, it is because there is a lot of vat in my body, there is a lot of air in my body, which dries up my body from inside. And that is why, and with the drying weather and the cold weather, when everything mixes together, and if I eat out also fruitarian diet, that means that, again, cold food. And when I do that, then there is a lot of cold energy in my body. And cold energy doesn't produce heat in the body. My digestive system is suffered, my circulatory system is suffered, my nervous system is suffered, I get irritated, I have pains in the body, and everything starts following. So I would say that our infradian cycle, which is the hormone cycle, is of 28 days. And there is Dr. Mindy Pelz. She has done a lot of research on fasting with women. She says that we have ups and downs in our body, and the first week, for first 10 days, because the estrogen has just started to rise in our body. So from the first day of menstruation till the 10th day, you can fast. You can fast. She says 15 to 17 hours a day you can fast. But I would say every body is different. Every individual is different. You can try there till 24 hours also fast. And see that the first 10 days from the time of menstruation till the 10th day, you can fast doing water fast or dry fast. Then from the 10th day to the 14th day or 15th day, that is the ovulation time. She said this is the time that she does not recommend to do long fasts. So she says 15 to 17 hours of fast is good enough. But if you do long fast, in ovulation time is the time their body is secreting the eggs and trying to make you more fertile. So in this time, the body is already having a rise in the hormones. And then again, you also want to give stress to your body with the cortisol, with fasting. And you're putting too much excess stress to your body. When you do that, then you will have a lot of detox symptoms, lot of psychological symptoms, pain, digestive problems, bloating, headaches, water retention. There can be many problems. So she says that the second period from day 10 to day 14, it is better that you do not do continuous fasts. You do 15 to 17 hours of fast per day. Then the third week, that is the follicle week. In that week, she says that it is okay. Both the hormones, the estrogen and the progesterone, are not so high. So you can again fast for 17 hours. I would say that, yeah, here again you can go for dry fasting or water fasting and try if your body suits. If it doesn't suit, then fast for 17 hours a day. And if it suits, then go for 24 hours a day. That means that again for one whole week you can fast. And in the last week of menstruation, that is the month, that is called the premenstrual phase or the luteal phase. That is the time she says do not fast at all. People only those who have fat deposits in their body, they can go for 15 to 17 hours of fasting. Others should reduce their fast only to 13 hours a day. So this is how our menstrual cycle works, or how we can connect it to the moon phases. Now, how do we connect this hormonal cycle with the moon phases? When progesterone is high, it's very difficult to fast. But when the estrogen is high, it is very easy to fast. So I would say the first 10 days when the estrogen is rising, it's a wonderful time to fast. Then during the ovulation of 4 days, go for 17 days. Try if you can fast more. And if you can't, then understand that your body needs rest. Because this is the time, if you say, no, I will still carry out the things which we all do, then there is so much stress that we're not happy from within. fasting is a joyful process, breatharianism is a joyful process, or eating less. We are eating less so that we can be happy, we can be healthy, we can align with the nature. But the whole purpose of aligning with the nature doesn't happen. We want to show that we are brave enough and we are equals. That is why we do everything. But then we go against the nature. And once you do not allow your body to align with the nature, then you start creating problems for the body in some form of other, some disease. Or there is imbalance of the doshas or the bioenergies. And when that imbalance happens, then diseases start producing by itself. So I think that just go high fasting, then take a little break, again third week do lot of fasting, and fourth week reduce your fasting. So this high and low and again high and low of fasting will help a lot to not go totally out of fast, and also what do you say, that yeah, not totally not fast at all, but you are still in rhythm. When you fast according to the moon cycle, so what does the new moon mean to you all? Can anyone here answer? Has anybody followed the moon cycle? Frederick, is nobody there to say anything?
I'm
Hi,
here. I'm here.
Revital.
Here. And I think Revital, you have to say something anyway. I know you are ready, but I'm also going to give my comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has anybody followed the moon cycle? Does anybody know what happens in our body during new moon, during full moon, during half quarter? Does do you all also align with the moon cycle, or do you have any idea what happens in our body?
I just know some, I can call it something like a glimpse or something about the new moon.
Yeah.
We told you it's more closer to the earth during that time or something. I'm not sure of 100%,
See,
but you have
I'll
got it as
explain in very,
information.
very
Yeah.
simple words. New moon, that
Yeah.
means there is no light. Yeah. In
Uh-huh.
olden days, they never went hunting on new moon days. Why? Because there is no light, so it is difficult to hunt the animals. They always used to go hunting only on full moon days because there is full light. It is easier to hunt. So after hunting, when they came, they celebrated it. And full moon is the time to celebrate, to enjoy. You go express outwards. That is full moon. And new moon is, because it is dark, there is darkness not only outside, also within us. So that is the time you live in darkness. That means that is the time that you go within. You connect with within the God within. So it is very, when you can connect the nature with yourself, it is then easier for you to remember also. So that is new moon and full moon. But what happens is we do not fast according to, at least we ladies. I have been brought up in India, and they have said that menstruation is something bad. It is something impure. It is something dirty. You're not allowed to go in temples. You're not allowed to touch. You have to stay in one room alone. But it is something pure. It is cleaning of the blood, and it is very, very good. It's not something bad. And there was a reason why it was done like that. It was these first 3 days when you are bleeding so much, you're losing your iron, when you're losing your blood, so you're not that fit. So that was the time that right now you are delicate. So meditate, be in isolation, do mantra chanting, or with your rosary bead, this mala. What do you do is you take God's name, internally, or you pray to God. Why? So that you can go within. it can be a basic breathing exercise, it can be meditation, it can be prayer, anything, so that you concentrate on yourself and lose the connection with the outside world. This is the time for you. That was the whole purpose, but the purpose was changed into dirty and impure and not touching, and we didn't believe in it, and we said these are all superstitions, and ultimately we landed up doing nothing. And this is the time that you should not do strenuous activity, you should not talk too much, be little in silence. When you talk too much, you also produce lot of cortisol in your body. First, your estrogen is the lowest, it is trying to increase, but it is taking time. Your progesterone has not developed. So now if you talk too much, you exercise, you walk, or you do a lot of routine work, what you are already doing, you will create so many internal problems in your body, and we cannot see it, so we think no, it's everything is normal. But so many people have so many period problems, PCOD, and menstrual cramps and pre-menstruation problems, and they all come because we are somehow not able to sync or align with nature. Once we start doing that, then all those problems will go away. If we have problems, if we have pain and discomfort during menstruation, that means that we are not in align with nature. Menstruation actually does not give any pain. And in my life of 40 years, I have never seen that my periods have not pained. I have always got pain. That means I have never lived according to the nature. I've never lived in alignment with the nature. And when I came to know, then I said, how will I practice this in my daily routine? Because they say, go within, do this and that, and who has the time? Because you have a routine, you have to work from morning to evening, you have to come home, and then you have to do something at home. Where is the time? But whenever you have time, morning 3 to 6, early morning 2 hours, night evening 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever you have time, just be within yourself, just go within, and um, just try to align with God. And I think that is the see, if it is not God, it is something, somebody, or just going within and seeing, being with your breath, that is also okay, or being with your energy channels, your chakras, that is also okay. But just be with yourself, do your asanas. If you cannot do, no problem. Just if you're sitting whole day, then I would advise just do some stretching exercise. If you're not sitting and you're working, then I would advise just lie down or meditate or do some breathing exercises. But it is important to understand first in your head that this is the time that my body needs rest. Because I have to go every day to the gym, whether I'm in periods or I'm not in periods. I have to go for walks every day. I have to do this activity every day. Some do Zumba, some do some gymnastic or some other activity, whatever they are doing. But I don't change my routine just because I have something. That is why other problems create. So I think it is a very good time for us now to realize that at the first week of the month and last week of the month, I need to just go into seclusion. I just need to go into isolation and have time for myself. Then there is this ovulation time when your estrogen is at the peak, that is 11 to 15 days. That is the time that you can enjoy, rejoice, celebrate, do everything. On the 15th day, you have your full moon. And from full moon, then slowly, your estrogen will start going down. Last week, it is very bad because the estrogen has gone down. That is why last week is not, last week of the month, they don't prefer to fast. Try, if you can do it, it's wonderful. But when you have that knowledge that, yeah, right now my estrogen is very less, and so if I'm not able to fast, or if I am going for binge eating, or if I have all the cravings that are coming because I want to comfort my body. Why do I want to comfort my body? Because mentally I am not in balance, and I'm not in balance mentally because I'm not aligning with the nature. I need to actually go in isolation. I need to give time to myself, my body. And because I'm not able to do that, So, and I want to do this and do that and give so much exertion to my body, that is why my body says stop, I'll give you detox symptoms. So this is very important. And see, this is not only for women. It is very, very relevant to men also, to follow the same cycle, whether you know it or you don't know it. Why? Because it is we all human beings have both the energies, feminine energy and masculine energy. Yeah. So men have men in men masculine energy is dominant, and in females feminine energy is dominant. But because we have both energies, so moon cycles affect the women more, but it does affect men also, whether you feel it or you don't feel it. If you are sensitive enough, you will see on full moon, on new moon, if you are not fasting, you will see some disturbances in your energy, psychologically, physically, everywhere, because the gravitational pull of the moon is so is what do you say, it's so much that it affects it pulls the fluid from our body. It's the blood, the water, the lymph system, everything, that all the fluid that is there, it affects the tides. We are all are affected. That is why in India they say fast on full moon day, fast on new moon day, fast on ekadashis. Now what are these ekadashis? That is the 11th day after new moon and 11th day after full moon. That is the time exactly when this pull is very high. And that is the time they say that if your stomach is empty or if you have eaten light food, then this gravitational pull or this magnetic pull will not affect your body so much, because it affects your digestive system, it affects your nervous system, it affects your circulatory system, it affects your heart also, because it gives a lot of pressure to the heart. And we are actually standing straight, so we are standing against the normal gravity. So when we stand downwards with head downwards, yeah, that's wonderful, but we don't stand that. So always we are being pulled by the magnetic forces of the planets. And the lighter you are, the lighter it affects your body, physically also, mentally also, and energetically also. So now you tell me if you have some questions. I also wanted to say about menstruation and the breathing cycle. The breathing cycle affects a lot all our body rhythms, and the same way it affects our blood also. Menstruation is removing the bad blood from the body and cleansing the bad blood from the body and renewing and regenerating the new blood. That is basically menstruation. And ovulation is nothing but these eggs which are now fertile. If someone wants to get pregnant, then the eggs are fertile. And if they do not want to get pregnant or do not go into conception, then these eggs fall off. But till 40 to 50 years of age, this whole process of fertile process keeps happening. When I came here in Germany or in the West, I came to know that people want to get rid of their menstruation. So they use a lot of hormone tablets and hormone bandages and some machines inside the skin, so that you don't get you don't have your periods for 4 years, 5 years and all. See, when you stop the natural flow of your body of cleansing the blood, somewhere it is going to show in form of some allergies, in form of some digestive problems, in form of some skin diseases. Somewhere it is going to show in your body. But you think, I got rid of that pain. That pain is there because there is imbalance of the bioenergies or the doshas. When you align with nature, then there is always, then it is three dosha. That means all your bioenergies will be in balance. because doshas are nothing but 5 elements. The 5 elements will be in balance. You are made of these 5 elements. So Frederick, now do you want to say anything? Yeah, I was sorry. I just wanted to say about the breathing cycles. So breathing is a cyclical process, and exhalation and inhalation are both necessary to sustain life. So how blood renews the possibility of creating life, and breath renews the energy of the body to sustain life. Breathing cycles and blood cycles both have merit in showing the relevance of honoring the timing and versatility of nature. If one cannot breathe out strongly and thoroughly enough to allow a proper inhale, the breathing cycle cannot function optimally. The essential exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide is thus thwarted, and life becomes struggle from the deepest core of our existence. Carbon dioxide is a master hormone of life because it regulates all activity. Not only carbon dioxide, I wanted to say here, also vitamin D. We see vitamin D as vitamin, like a vitamin, but it is the strongest hormone. Men are affected most by this because they have more masculine energy. That means the sun's energy. So if you do not get proper sun, then your vitamin D will be affected more, because you will not get the sun will regulate the pineal gland, and it will not be able to regulate the pineal gland. The pineal gland is not regulated, your endocrine system will not work properly, your ovaries will not work properly, your thyroid will not work properly, and the whole system will go haywire. And the reason is because of the sun's energy, the light. So how the feminine energy is affected by the moon cycle, the masculine energy is affected by the sun cycle. So the people in here who live in dark weather most of the time in cold countries, they have a lot of problem with vitamin D, because there is less sun's energy.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's why there's that struggle with vitamin D. Now, something is coming up when you are talking. There is the moon, normal moon phases or cycle of the moon, and there is the personal cycle of a person. You know, these are little two different things, but they are almost the timing is almost the same.
Yes.
So let's, for example, say it's new moon.
Yeah.
For this lady, she's in maybe somewhere in the middle of days. Why it's not new? Why it's not the what I'm trying to say? Her timing, the period time is not
is not
going
there. It's
matching
not on
with
the new moon,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
You
so,
have
so
to see, we have not been living in alignment with nature because of our hectic schedule. See, when you live according to the nature, what is the circadian cycle? You rise with the sunrise and you sleep with the sunset. Do we do that? Yeah, it's pitch dark right now at my place. And it's
even here.
and it's not even 7 o'clock. So what can I do? I'll be awake till 10 o'clock. So I am going against the circadian cycle. So that is in our modern lifestyle, we are not aligning with the circadian cycle. And when we cannot align with the circadian cycle, when we cannot align with the nature, naturally all hormone secretions, all the rhythms in our body will be disturbed. And that is why some people menstruate at full moon, some people in the middle of the month, some people. But if you do this reset program of fasting or eating at these times, that first week you just take care of yourself, second week you can bloom, third week, in fact, the 4 weeks of the month are also compared to seasons, that the last week of the month is compared to winter, because the estrogen is very low and your energy is also very low. The first week of menstruation cycle is considered as spring, because now the estrogen will slowly start rising, and then you will have more energy. You will be you want to socialize, you want to go out, you will enjoy everything. Then the second cycle, that is ovulation cycle, that is second week, that will be like summer. So everything is blooming everywhere. It's nice, you are enjoying and you are having fun, and you are at the peak of your energy. And the third cycle, third is like autumn. So now slowly progesterone is high, and from the second week after the full moon, energy is starting going, estrogen is starting to drop down, and because it is starting to drop down, so is your energy. It's the same even for men, but it's not that impactful because you are dominant in masculine energy and not in feminine energy. But every human being has both masculine and feminine energy.
Okay, good. The last 2 weeks that you're talking about, the first new moon week is the first week, then the end of the month, the last week. So they are almost, not almost that, but they follow each other. They are close to each other.
Yeah.
What is the recommended time for maybe fasting? Or you can just do 24 hours or just in that week.
See, that is why I said that first 10 days from new moon. Yeah. Starting from new moon, first 10 days is the best time to fast. You can fast for 10 days, hard dry fasting also.
Okay.
Because that is the time the estrogen is rising in the body. So that is the best time to fast, first 10 days. And from that day, from the 10th day, then slowly the estrogen actually rises till 15 days. So for men, first 15 days from new moon, first 15 days is the best time to do dry fast or soft water fast. Even women can try doing that if it does not hamper them so much. The cleaner you are, you will be able to fast in that period from 10th day to 14th day. For women, the problem is that because of the ovulation, the hormones are on the already higher, and if your cells are already filled with chemicals, if your cells are already filled with toxins, the body will think, okay, now when you are fasting, you produce cortisol, stress hormones, you produce toxins. So the body is producing toxins, the cells will say, I will put my toxins also there. So cells will remove more toxins out of the body when you go fasting. So they say that in the second week, it is better not to go on full water fast. So that time you can fast for 15 to 17 hours a day. And the third week, again, you can fast a whole week, water fast or dry fast. And in the fourth week, that is when you will have all types of cravings. If you are a woman, then you will have premenopausal, premenstrual symptoms, which was considered a disease, but it is not, which is actually not a disease. It's a normal phenomena which happens because your estrogen is going down. So you will have all types of symptoms like water retention, headache, migraine, and uh, this irritation, anger, frustration, anxiety, tiredness, fatigue, all these things will come. But if you balance yourself, if you do not work so excessively in this time, when you know, okay, this is the last month, last week of the month, and I should just give some time and space to myself, I should rest in between, I should take breaks, then you can again balance yourself. Frederick, are you there?
There's something that you have asked. Just a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There's something that you have said that I think is good. We little talk in details about it. That you realize that when you get to Germany, that people are trying to stop their menstrual flow. They don't want to see blood. They want like now. This is a question, or maybe what we may like think: is this not going against the nature? And what is the disadvantage of doing such a thing? Because I think there must be something wrong with that. What do you think? Does it have
Oh,
an
it has
effect
lot of
on
side
their health?
effects. It has lot of side effects. It's like, see, have you seen a bathtub, yeah, or a shower, and now you put that, you cover it up, yeah, there is a hole. Now you cover up that hole, so that water is going to accumulate now when you take bath. The same thing will happen in your body also. Now you are shutting down a whole process of cleaning the blood. So now that dirt or that toxins in the body which naturally should flow out, yeah, that is not flowing out. You stop that. So you will get some reaction in the body, and because now one thing is not getting cleaned, it will affect your liver, it will affect your kidneys, it will affect your heart, it will affect your lungs. Everything will be affected because they are the main organs.
And this should be very clear for a person who is thinking something like that. Because I'm like, how do you go against nature? Like for men, like for example, let me use me as a man. I can talk, I can talk on behalf of men. Somebody tells you wet dream is bad. Now you want to get away of not getting wet dream. I think that is just no. For
Yeah,
me, allow nature to be the way it is.
correct. It is not that, see, it is not something wrong. It is only how we can you know we can make use of it and turn it into a spiritual activity when we are not going for actual conception or actual sexual activity. And that is what yoga teaches. Yoga does not teach that from today you should not have sex at all. What, see, this is a hormonal cycle. It is a natural process which is happening in your body, which you should not stop. Ayurveda says you should not stop your urges, because the moment you stop your urges, that means again you are putting, it's like constipation in the body. You're controlling your senses. The moment you control something, from somewhere it has to come out. If it does not come out from here, it will come out from somewhere else. Or it will start stinking, it will start stagnating, right?
Mm, mm.
So that is what is going to happen. So it is very important how you generate this energy, how you utilize this energy, and how you can spiritually. That is why the chakras or the energy channels are basically only that energy, sexual energy, which is, this is the biggest and or the strongest energy in our whole body, the sexual energy. Now that is deep down. So if you are not having sexual activity with your partner every day, you cannot have. Otherwise, you will lose your ojas. Ojas is your radiance. It is your vitality. You will lose that. So and this semen has everything in it. It has all your stem cells, all your important nutrients. It has everything. So this important fluid in your body should be utilized to help your body. So that is why these chakras help, from Muladhara chakra, that is the root chakra. When you take that energy to the pineal gland, to your third eye, then with the intention of your breathing or pranayam, whatever you say, then you are utilizing that energy.
Thank you. Thank you. Makes sense. Makes sense. And I think what we can encourage people to do here is to be natural. That's what we are trying to say anyway. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you have anybody who has a question now? Maybe
I
if you have a question.
also wanted to say about like in new moon, it is first half month. It is the time for setting intentions, all the intentions that we have, focusing on what I want my life to be, what I want myself to be. And from full moon, for after 15th day till the end of the month, you give those intentions, you manifest those intentions. That means that now I have these intentions, but I affirm them. I affirm my intentions either by writing or by visualizing, or I don't know, or in some other way, that I keep repeating and repeating, so that I don't lose my focus. Many people want to do many things. I want to fast. I don't want to eat. I want to be happy, but I can't do it because of certain reasons. So that we don't lose our focus. That is why we give intentions for everything in our life. It can be very small intentions like I want to be a peaceful person, or today I want to give time for myself. Manifestations are today I want to release, today I want to let go, today I want to free myself of what is not needed for me, today I want to declutter my house or myself, my thoughts. When you keep working on yourself for very little things, you are also aligning in that way with nature.
Thank you. Got you. So, do you have anybody who has a question? Because we don't want to make it very long. We want just to wrap it up. I think
Yeah.
we have. You have a question? It's okay.
Yeah, I've got a question. Um, what about menopause? I want to ask.
I wanted to tell about in menopause fasting is very easy because now you know that you have to follow the same cycle. People also who are under 35 but they have menstrual problems, they sometimes they get a lot of bleeding, sometimes they don't get periods for 2 months 3 months, no irregular periods and all. Even if it is that the case, or your periods have now gone and you are no more in periods, still follow the same cycle. And then because whether you are feeling it or you are not feeling it, whether you are bleeding or you are not bleeding, the moon's gravitational force, the magnetic energies are working on you. Till you are going to die, the magnetic energies will work on you. They because those magnetic energies pull the fluids in our body. They are going to affect our blood, they are going to affect our organs, they are going to affect our water inside the body. So if you follow the same cycle, and it is called the reset system, so you then reset your body according to that, and you align yourself with nature.
So, but if I do the weekly fasting, so it's not according to the moon. So it's just.
So that's what I said, that first 10 days or maybe first 15 days, because now you don't have this ovulation problem. First 15 days you can go for dry fast or this fast, and then water fast and or juice fast, and then you can after 15 days again, you know your estrogen is going to is already down, but your body will not be able to produce a lot of progesterone also, and when your body will not be able to produce a lot of progesterone, you will produce lot of stress hormones, lot of cortisol in your body. So to avoid that stress, hormonal stress in your body, which will give you then psychological stress, and then physical stress, so it is better that you follow again this cycle.
And I also wanted to ask, I don't know if it's about fasting. Um, what about osteoporosis and hormonal? Since the hormones, it's not as it was before. There are a lot of deficiencies and deterioration, and anti-aging tips. And osteoporosis, loss of calcium bone density.
Yeah, your osteoporosis problem is because of vitamin D, and vitamin D, so sun's energy is the best. So go out more in the sun, be in the sun, be in nature, align with nature, be with yourself, and you will see that things will change. And as far as nutritional deficiencies are concerned, any deficiency, any vitamin or mineral deficiency in the body is only because of the parasites in the body. When the parasites will be gone, you will not have any deficiencies in the body.
And so what do you do about it? Biotoxicity. You're talking about biotoxicity. So that's the cause of deficiencies in the body.
All parasites cause, they eat our nutrients, and then we have all sorts of problems, mental problems, physical problems. Everything comes because we are being controlled by our parasites.
So what do you do in order to?
Parasite cleansing.
Okay. So deficiencies. You're saying deficiencies, dryness. Yeah.
Dryness is caused by the food that you are eating. When you eat lot of dry food, lot of raw food, which is cold food. Now, when you eat lot of cold food instead of warm and moist food, then you can eat it. I'm not saying you can't eat it, but it should be a balance. When there is an imbalance, then you will see that. And when you say aging is caused because of dryness in the body.
So raw vegan diet is not good. I'm
not saying that it is not good. Everything is good, but it has to be balanced, and that depends on the individual constitution. What is my constitution right now? How am I going to balance with what type of food? Sometimes, some days when the weather is of that type, I will I'm when the weather is warm outside, I can eat cold food. When the weather is hot cold outside, I need to eat warm food. When do I need to have more fluids in my body? When do I need to have denser foods? That you yourself have to keep balancing.
Yeah,
Understanding yourself that right now I am not grounded, so I need something to ground myself. You can ground yourself with just walking barefoot, being in garden, being in nature. And if that does not help, or meditating or breathing exercise, and if that does not help, then you take the help of um, food. Then the moment you eat some, try as first doing warm fluids. If warm fluids is not enough for you, then go for some warm food. Not telling you to completely go on 100% cooked food, but try to create this balance.
So what could you give examples? What do you mean warm food?
It can be any cooked food. It can be a normal, whatever you like. It can be some cooked food which is light for the body, like rice and vegetables, or whatever it can be. I'm not telling you something that you have to choose, but it can be bread and some vegetables that are which you feel that it is warm for you and moist. It should not be dry. It has to be warm and moist. There should be little amount of oiliness in it, because that oiliness that you are having in your food, that you will create that lubrication, that will create that lubricant wall in your insides of the intestines. Otherwise, the more drier fruit you will have, the drier your skin will look. That's the reason for aging.
So you suggest having cooked food.
I'm not telling you to have a cooked food. I'm telling you to balance it yourself.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, somebody has put their hand up. Please.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm in my kitchen. So, one question. So, as well, I'm in the menopause. I have tests and they told me I'm low in progesterone. I get my period probably like every 5 months now. So I stopped fasting because the Chinese doctor told me just the same things you're saying now, to be gentle to my body, to eat warm, to eat balanced.
I think if you do this fasting cycle, that first 10 days you fast a lot, then again for 11 to 15 days try not going for 24 hours, instead of 15 to 17 hours of fast. And you can have warm liquids, you can have fruit juices, according to how the weather is, according to what you are feeling. If the weather is cold, you have something warm. If the weather is hot, you have something cold.
Okay, so the first 10 days of the moon you mentioned.
Yeah, starting from new moon.
New moon, first day. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy. Because basically I stopped fasting because the last fast I did, after that I was not feeling good. I think I did too much and I was exhausted. I was like, it was not good for me, like, and later I thought, okay, maybe it's like I did in the wrong time. I did too much and I'm going to a period, like you say, you have to kind of be gentle, be more in nature.
You're Erica, right?
Yeah.
Erica, we know you, me, we all have a lot of work to do at home, at outside. So when you are in so much stress, you can't fast. The first principle of fasting is be in isolation, go within. And if you cannot go within, and you just for the sake of fasting, if you fast, you will go through a lot of detox symptoms. And why? Because see, you are already stressed, you are already producing lot of hormones with the lot
Yes.
of strenuous work that you are doing at home, outside, with your child, everywhere. And then again you are giving with fasting lot of cortisone out, so body is not able to handle so much strain, and naturally then it will kick back. That's
Yes.
why I have stopped fasting, because I have a job where I have to continuously, I mean, continuous stress, holding the children all the time and telling them, don't do this, don't go here, don't do that, and I have to be loud to the children. And that causes not only first, second standard children, to the eighth, ninth standard big children, and that causes so much stress that every time I start, I do nice salt water flush. I'm very clean within, and I'm so happy. And now I can go. I'm so light, and I'm feeling so well. The moment that 5 hours I spend in the school, when I come home, I am so dead finished that
Yeah.
I say I can't do it.
Yeah, because this was crazy. After I went to see the Chinese doctor, so I follow what the Chinese doctor said: warm food, balance, calm, and my hormones balanced easily. She told me no fasting. She said you can fast maybe once, after your period, half a day, but I don't want you to fast because it's a shock in the body. She said I did overdid. After that, my hormones went back to perfect. Like I'm in menopause, but I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I sleep like a baby. No problem. And I thought, okay. Also the food, because I was very strict like you, eating very cold food. And she told me, no, warm, balance. Water you drink warm. Everything has to be like. And now I'm doing very good, but I haven't fasted again. I think I did fast one day, 24 hours, and it was fine. But not like before, I was fasting a lot.
Then I think you should go for these fast, 13 hours, 15 hours, 17 hours. When you want to stretch your fast in the first week, you can go for 17 hours of fast. When
Yeah.
you want to reduce fast, then go only for 13 hours of fast. That
Yes.
that will be helpful.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I don't have my period. So I was like, I have it like, I don't know, rarely, every 5 months now.